favorite things the ducks do. They migrate back and forth all day long. So we have been a bit MIA the past few months because of the holidays. You know, it gets really crazy that time of the year. And also our daughter was born a few weeks early in early January, and she had a lot of medical problems that we had to deal with early on, and we're still dealing with them. But through all of that, we have continued our build and, you know, everything that we can around here. I wanted to catch up on what's been happening, so let's rewind a few months here. After the concrete was poured and our solar panels were put up, it was time to actually start the build on the house, and that began with the story poles.
We're setting up the story poles, and the story poles go on the corners, or should go on just about every corner, especially the outside of your building. These are used story poles, and they kind of set it up kind of nice for us because they're already marked where each course goes, each layer of block that goes around. So like this is a starting point, it's got an arrow right here to signify that. Your block's about this high, you have your mortar, and then this is where your next block will start. And then you just keep going. You just set these up as plumb and level and straight as possible. You just keep going up. And you mark each line is marked with a string. You gotta make sure it's level when you go up, and you want to make sure your blocks that you're laying are straight.
Today is just finishing up our story poles on all of the exterior corners of the house. This will just help us keep everything level and plumb. I still have yet to understand what that word actually means. Ruby's out here helping us, carrying her sky around, and it's really sweet.
And you guys are 4. And
Ruby, you got Sky?
11.
Ruby, you got Sky?
No, my weight.
Some crazy bird migration or something going on. Came outside and all the grackles are everywhere. This is insane. We also needed to fix some of the struts on a few of the panels. Exciting. So we got a new implement for our tractor. And this is just called a subsoiler. It's just, I equate it to an envelope ripper for the earth, basically. And all it does, this one's actually really quite small too, but basically it just goes into the earth and it creates a nice tear. It helps with aeration and water conservation and several other things. It also helps to make it a little bit easier to plant trees because you can kind of rip it into spots and then just dig out. This will also help us when we are doing some of our plumbing for our rainwater catchment and also laying the PV wire for our solar when the time comes. Each of these stakes are about 30 feet apart, so the trees that we're planting today will be 60 feet apart. That is actually what is recommended for their ultimate grow out state, but it's going to be 20 years before that happens. So we're planting them a lot closer. We're actually going to be planting the trees about 15 feet apart for now, and then we'll see how they grow. There's always some kind of death, some kind of, issues that happen with trees, and so we're just counting on that. So we'll see what happens over the next 20 years. Look at how big this girl has gotten. Oh, she's just a big polar bear now. Huh? Are you just a big polar bear? While we were putting up the story poles, our bricks were finally delivered. After all of the rescheduling of the concrete and everything else, all the rain and just setbacks that we had, it was crazy to finally see them arrive. We were able to start building our house with those. Big day for us. Every day's a big day when we actually make some progress on this darn house. Down and about 120 to go. Altogether, I think we have like 125 pallets or something like that. Here they are. Oh, their beauty. Because these are our walls, we won't have any, 2x4s or any framing, nothing. The only frames are really our windows and doors that you see here. So getting these things on site, this is the bulk of our house. Besides the ceiling and the roof and the floor, this is what creates, this is our structure. So having these here and finally being able to put them up was obviously a big deal, and it was very exciting. Moving forward, I don't seem to be able to put this into words, the feelings that I get, but when James first started to put, or just line up the bricks basically on the story poles and on the corners, I had an overwhelming sense of, oh my gosh, this is finally coming to fruition. We've been waiting and waiting. We've had so many setbacks and so many delays that I feel like we're just kind of floating and not really going anywhere or doing anything productive. So seeing this is really nice. You know, we with all of this up, we can hook our solar up and get things moving, just, you know, so we have a home again. But as you can see, we have come quite a long way from where we left off last, so I'm going to be recapping some of the highlights, I guess, in just a few of the videos to catch us up. Recording hasn't really been happening, neither has editing for that matter, since our daughter was born, because my life consists of work, kids, and going to the hospital. And you know, we're just putting up bricks. There's really nothing that exciting going on anyway. I did get my garden started, which was really nice, but you know, it's just putting up bricks and seeing them kind of go up. You have to put them up a certain way, and we have all these walls that intersect. It's kind of hard to like get this, you know, brick by brick going up. So we just have tried to video and record what we can when we can. Oh my gosh, that sun is bright, and we're just moving on as best as we can, as quickly as we can, trying to, you know, just get things done.